It's good to have you back. Now, the controversial Basic Education Laws Amendment Bill has passed its first hurdle towards its adoption after being agreed to and adopted by the Portfolio Committee on Basic Education just yesterday. The BELA Bill will now serve before the National Assembly, and proposals include making grade R the new compulsory school starting age and harsher penalties for parents or any other person who prevents a child from attending school. Well, another topic on the bill is the regulation around homeschooling and its assessment. By spokesperson for the South African Democratic Teachers Union, Nomusa Cembi, joins me now via Zoom on this topic. And thank you so much for your time, Nomusa. Very warm good morning to you. Let's talk about the bill and what your expectations are, at least in as far as the bill is concerned, from a teacher union's perspective.
Good morning, Dumelo, and good morning to your viewers. Yes, we welcome the passing of or the adoption of the bill by the committee. As such, we did make our views heard regarding the bill when we were invited to make both oral and written submissions. We welcome some of the issues. We do welcome, others we do not. Others we are seeking more clarity. For instance, we welcome the fact that grade R is going to be made a compulsory grade, starting grade instead of grade 1. It's long overdue. We welcome it. There are also other clauses that we also welcome, like the scrapping of the clause on the sale of alcohol in schools. We were opposed to that, and we welcome the fact that it's been scrapped. However, there are other clauses that we want clarity on. For instance, the clause on making it an offence to disrupt schooling. We understand that clause came out as a result of people disrupting schoolings when they demand service delivery and all that.
Right.
But we say it is not clear when it comes to us as teachers or workers in the school who are union members who have who embark on a legal strike. It doesn't say where we stand, because legally we have a right to strike. But there's this overall thing which says no one is allowed to disrupt. It should be clear as to which circumstances and, where people can, because legally we are allowed to engage on that strike.
Right.
So it's yes.
So those are the clauses that you agree with, some that you see clarity still
No.
on. Which ones do you definitely do not agree with? Which do you reject? Which clauses of the bill do you reject?
As I said earlier on, for instance, the issue on the sale of alcohol, we are glad that it has been scrapped, and so we are happy with that, because that we submitted that it should be scrapped. Some of the clauses that I would say most of the clauses that are there, that have been looked at, are the clauses that we are in support of. For instance, the issue of the language policy and admission policy, which says at the end of the day, the HOD in consultation with the SGB should be the one who will have the final say on admission and the final say on the language policy of a school. We feel it is correct because SGBs have used admission policies to exclude other learners. They have used the language policies of a school to exclude other learners. And we feel at the end of the day, all these legislations are there to ensure equity and to ensure access. So we feel that when the HOD has the final say,
right,
after consulting with the SGB, we will have access to schooling.
If I may
I
just
would
jump in
say
there, Nomusa, if you may pardon me to jump in there, because I'm looking at time as well while we're having this conversation. Does the bill, in your opinion, derive the interests of both the teacher and the learner? When you look at the presentations made out, in the portfolio committee, the Basic Education Portfolio Committee, were they considerate of the best interests of both the teacher and the learner?
Yes, we feel they tried their best to be considerate of both of the interests of both the learner and the teacher and the parents. However, there are a few instances where we feel that perhaps they were a bit harsh. Like, for instance, the bill has got to ensure that it was meant to ensure that we still lesser dropout of learners. But we feel that it is slightly harsh when it says that if a parent stops their child from attending school, then the parent, there will be a jail term, which the jail term has now been increased from 6 months to 12 months. We say it may be counterproductive that when that parent is now in jail for that 12 months, what will happen to that to his or her children. We feel it is a bit harsh. It is meant to ensure that parents do bring children to school. But we suggest that we make recommendations that perhaps there should be more advocacy campaigns that are there to ensure that parents bring their children to school, and there should be truancy officers who should go to investigate why children are not at school, because it also calls on the principal and the SGB of the school, as well as the teachers, to investigate if a child is not at school for more than 3 days. The principal is obliged to go and find out why the child is not there at school. We feel that, yes, we have to ensure that children are at school. But if teachers and principals were to go out and look for these children, if they are not at school within 3 days,
right,
it will take a toll on the functioning of the schools, having to go out and look for these people, for these learners. That's why we suggested that there should be truancy officers to look into that.
I'm understanding your point here in saying that there shouldn't be a blanket approach, for what could be, niche problems per household. The investigations need to be carried out first to understand the circumstances as to why a child is not coming to school, and the reasonings behind a parent can also bring as part of your recommendation before then trying to find a resolution inside. But at the end of the day, you do agree that a child needs to be in school to receive their education. Nomusa, thank you so much for joining us here. Nomusa Cembi, spokesperson for SARTA, giving us, of course, her feedback and just saying they welcome, the bill in its essence. Some they still sought clarity on, just as far as certain clauses are concerned, but overall, in general, quite satisfied with what the bill intends to achieve.